Luna! Luna! Lee yells at the hospital. As Lee performs chest compressions, the nurse warns they're losing her. Get moving, Luna. Lee tries to startle Luna when she flatlines. Luna, don't you dare die on me now. The strength of Nozawa, she exhales in relief as she gets her back. As Bridget takes over, Lee says she must call her sister and asks Luna to stay with them. Steffi observes Finn furiously tending to Liam in the other operating room. Liam must make it, Steffi exclaims. You must stay with us. When Hope and Carter arrive, Steffi greets them in the hallway. Hope sobs that Finn must come to his rescue. And there is the father of their girls. Steffi informs them that Luna shot Sheila. But he is still alive since Liam came to her aid and saved her. He kept his promise to always keep them safe. She is unaware of how he obtained the firearm from Luna, but he did. He shot her when she lunged at him. To save them from Luna, he exerted all of his last might. The three of them are currently undergoing surgery, but she believed he was dead. She leads them to the window for observation. Liam goes into shock in the operating room as Finn is unable to halt his bleeding. Finn implores him to persevere. Finn says that the bullet must be released immediately since they cannot wait much longer. He can get rid of it. As Steffi, Hope and Carter walk in, Hope murmurs, Liam, please get through this. We cannot let you go. You are necessary to us. Lee and Bridget tend to Luna and extract the bullet in the other operating room. Even though Luna has a long road to rehabilitation, the doctors are amazed that she is still alive. Lee cautions that Luna is still in danger. Bridget is aware that she may potentially experience difficulties following surgery. Lee informs Bridget, I've got it from here, when she offers to drive her to recovery. You didn't deserve this, Luna, Lee says after being by himself. Sheila emerges from her anesthesia in her room, and Grace gives her a rundown of what transpired. She assures her that her operation went well, and that she will be fine. You were extremely fortunate. Groggily, Sheila inquires about her granddaughter. Is she all right? As the anesthesia wears off, Grace advises Sheila that her pain will increase and adds additional antibiotics to her therapy. Sheila inquires as to if her husband was contacted. He's on the way, Grace says. Sheila is shocked by what transpired. It must have been really upsetting for Grace. Sheila inquires about the well-being of Luna and Liam. Buckingham advises her to put herself first and has no updates. At least she still has 2 feet, Sheila quips. Deacon hurries over and gives her a hug. Deacon finds it unbelievable that Sheila was shot by her own granddaughter. Sheila argues that she only wanted to attract Steffi's attention because she was desperate. And here I am, she said as she struggled to grab the rifle away from her. Deacon wishes he had been present to keep her safe. He will remain at her side. Have you heard about Luna and Liam? Sheila says. He is undoubtedly praying for Liam. Deacon is simply relieved Sheila is all right. His life would be impossible without her. Sheila informs Deacon about the numbness on her right leg. Deacon is in shock because she was shot in the foot. He informs her that she is down to 8 and that he will no longer refer to her as 9 toes. Sheila believes he is kidding, but he isn't. Sheila exclaims, "Oh my God! Numbers! What is another toe?" asks Deacon with a shrug. She chuckles. A startling development: Finn has Liam stabilized and nearly closed up in the operating room. He was saved by Dr. Finnegan, the nurse exclaims. Finn thanks everyone and says, "Good job." He then goes to notify Hope, Steffi, and Carter that Liam survived. If all goes well, he should make it through this. "Oh, thank you." Steffi flings herself on Finn's chest. Finn keeps an eye on Liam's health and tries to wake him up so he can respond. Hope and Steffi enter. Finn warns them that he might be put under sedation for some time. They want him to take it easy. Although stable, he continues to fight for his life. They say that he's been through a lot. Hope walks to the bedside and requests to talk to Liam. She pulls up a stool, assures Liam that everything will be all right, and reminds him that he vowed to fight for his girls. "Remember, you are incredibly strong." "He's going to beat this," she sobs. "You must stay with us because we depend on you." "Not quite yet. Not right now." She breaks down when Steffi approaches and gives her a hug. "I'm her mother," Poppy says when she arrives at the hospital and requests to see Luna. Steffi approaches and asks, Do you have any idea what your daughter has done? Followed by Hope and Finn. She informs her that she fired Liam just had a bullet removed from his body by Sheila and Finn. He is battling to survive. Luna flatlined on the surgery table, Lee informs her sister. Before sending her to recovery, they managed to restart her heart. So Luna's going to be okay? Poppy says. 'Cause Luna didn't make it, Lee sobs. While recovering, she passed away. Luna has passed away. What? Finn exclaims. Carter whispers. Is she truly gone? Poppy murmurs. Well, I'm relieved that Luna is dead. They all exchange astonished glances. We're not interested in what you're attempting to sell us, bold and beautiful. And we're not referring about the goods that are shown in commercial breaks. No, we're referring to Luna's purported demise. We're very certain that Luna is as dead as Taylor.
Not to mention the fact that, despite having received apparent death sentences, Liam and Luna will still be on screen come September, according to a recent photo tweeted by Catherine Kelly Lang, Brooke. But why would Lee lie to everyone about Luna dying? You question. Applying soap opera logic is also necessary to determine the answer to this. Lee and fellow Dr. Bridget had just talked about how they had saved Luna's life in the moments following her surgery, but she would probably end up going back to jail. You don't deserve this, Luna, Lee said, casting a sorrowful glance at Luna. We'll be keeping a close eye on her, Lee stated as Bridget walked out of the room. Lee informed everyone in the waiting area, including a recently arrived Poppy, that Luna had passed away a short while after. How did Poppy respond? All right. I'm relieved that Luna is dead. Lee and everyone else appeared in disbelief at Poppy's startling remarks. However, it became evident at that moment that Lee would be protecting Luna from punishment because of his mistaken conviction that Poppy is to blame for all of the problems in the girl's life. Instead of making Luna pay for her sins, Lee will follow Bill's example from just a few months ago. In that instance, everyone thought the murderer of Tom and Hollis was still in prison, but in reality, she was living in luxury at the gazillionaire's home. The same hotel/hospital room that Lee used to hide Finn from Steffi is probably where Luna will be detained this time. Is that unrealistic? You wager. However, Lee's decision to put Luna under lock and key makes as much sense as Bill's decision to have the killer live under his roof on a show that likes nothing more than to reiterate previous storylines. With the weight of recent events engraved on his face, Deacon stood in the dark light of his flat. He paced the floor, his hands shaking slightly as he reached for his phone, not sure if he should call or wait for Sheila to approach him. However, he was aware that she struggled with waiting. Additionally, her reaction would worsen the longer the quiet lasted. Finally, he phoned her number with a resigned breath. Chipper and oblivious to the maelstrom she was about to enter, she answered in a low, gruff voice. You should come over, Sheila. Right now. Sheila saw right away how terrible it was. His tone lacked any hint of fun or seduction. Just fear. When she finally got there a few minutes later, she glanced about his flat before focusing on him. There had been an incident. She was familiar enough with Deacon to know when he was about to strike. Simply say it, she muttered. Don't take it easy. I'm able to handle it. After closing his eyes and inhaling deeply, Deacon informed her. She stumbled back as if she had been hit by a blow as soon as he finished speaking. Her eyes widened in shock, and her breath caught. No. No, you're not correct. That isn't feasible. Sheila. With a bitter laugh, she interrupted Deacon before he could finish. No. You don't have my faith. No way. Your information is incorrect. Reaching for her arm, he took a step closer, but she retreated. I witnessed it myself, he declared. There isn't an error. Sheila's entire world shifted. Her surroundings became hazy, and she steadied herself by holding onto the back of a chair. Her first impulse was to yell, to accuse, to lash out. She tried to make sense of an incomprehensible situation, but all she could do was stare at Deacon. How could this be occurring now when she had bent so many fates and survived so many impossible situations? What happened? She croaked at last. Deacon paused. The death wasn't the only unsettling aspect. It was everything about it. The finality of it all, the unexpected partnerships, the secrecy. He tried to piece together what he knew as delicately as he could, but there was no tactful way to tell it. She had always danced on the edge like her, and now she had lost the one person she believed was untouchable. Despite her strong will and unpredictable nature, Sheila slipped into the closest chair and remained still and silent. Her thoughts went back over each action, discussion, and choice that had brought her to this point. She wasn't merely lamenting a loss. She was attempting to comprehend the implications for her goals, and her identity in general. Chaos had characterized so much of her life, and this death untangled the last thread of control she thought she possessed. "I should have anticipated it," she muttered. "I ought to have known." With a hand on her knee, Deacon knelt before her. "It was impossible for you to have. You didn't cause this." She really stared at him at that moment, her eyes filled with bewilderment and, beneath it all, a sporadic flash of terror. She said, "It's never just about the death, is it? What it sets in motion is what matters." She was also correct. The repercussions had already started. People asking questions they shouldn't, power vacuums, and